Hello, friends. Happy New Year. It's around noon on New Year's Day. I'm sitting at my desk, which I used to film from, but not recently. And I realize I look a hot mess. I slept over at my son's last night, and I haven't even showered yet. But that's one of my New Year's resolutions, kind of a soft resolution, is to not care so much about how I look, which is funny because a lot of people have the opposite resolution. Like, I want to give more of a shit about how I appear, whatever. This is just me, and so I wanted to come on and say Happy New Year. Yesterday afternoon, right after my meeting, which was actually an hour and a half long, which was good. I needed it. They try not to stop a meeting until everybody's shared, and if someone has to leave, they leave. It's no big deal. But after that, I went over to my ex's house, so, you know, he was there, and it was like, okay. I mean, we don't fight, but he's not exactly the most pleasant person. But of course, you know, my son lives there, so, and he's home on break right now, and his girlfriend was coming over, and I don't get to see her that much. So that was nice. I saw them, hung out with them, and then my stepson came over with his girlfriend, and I never met her before. So my ex was out chopping wood, and me and, like, the kids, I call them kids, but my son's 22, his girlfriend's 21, and my stepson's like 28, and I think his girlfriend's a little bit older than him. Anyway, I hung with the young people, and it was fun. And then everyone left to go to parties and stuff, and I said to my son, please don't drink and drive. You know, pretty ironic coming from me, right? But I said to them, be careful, there's idiots like me out there tonight in full force. Even in the afternoon when I was on my way over there, which is only like 13 miles away, I saw 4 pulled over people and 1 accident. So people must start early in the day partying. But anyway, they assured me that they would stay over there. And so I slept in my son's bed because the couch is horrible. And lo and behold, they both came back at like 2 in the morning. And I think I shocked them. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I'll leave. I'll go on the couch. And my son is such a sweet boy. He's such a wonderful young man that he was very apologetic about it. And he even texted me when I got home, you know, so sorry I had to kick you out of my bed, Mom. I know it's more comfortable. And I'm like, honey, it's your bedroom. You're there with your girlfriend. It's perfectly fine. Like, really, I'm glad you didn't stay where you weren't comfortable. Because apparently at the party he was at, people were really going hard at it and throwing up and everything else. And boy, I don't miss that. I was very happy to not wake over feeling shitty because I was asked to work at double pay from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. And I told my scheduling coordinator, like, no, that's not realistic, because I at least wanted to hang out with them this morning and have coffee and stuff. So I agreed to work 2 to 11, which is good, because I think there's multiple call-outs today because people are feeling some kind of way after New Year's Eve. I tried to stay up as late as I could last night. I kind of dozed, but then I was awake in time to see the ball drop. It was like a tiny bit awkward because, like, I don't kiss my ex or anything like that. We sort of just wished each other well. And then I left probably about 8:30 this morning. Stopped at Dunk's, got a coffee, came back here, had to look at a bunch of forms, and I'm trying to organize file folders that I need for various things. And paid a few bills, made some calls, and ordered from Chewy.com. I love that company so much. You know, it's like, I definitely need at least $50 once in a while for my outside bird supplies, my inside bird supplies, and the cats, and litter, and treats, and catnip, and bird treats, and all that. So I got free shipping and handling, and it should be here in a day or 2. That, you know, saves me a hassle of going to the store just for pet supplies. I don't like going to stores. I go grocery shopping maybe once every 3 weeks. I try to stock up, and I just keep things in my freezer because I'm like an old fart now. I just can't be bothered with, like, crowds and parking lots and stores. Yeah, so right now I'm at my desk, and I'm actually looking for the official letter I got several months ago from my therapist declaring that my pets are emotional support animals officially, because they are. And he enumerated my bipolar and my PTSD and my anxiety. And so I'm going to add that in with my legal folder because just in case the courts order me to go to inpatient rehab, I want them to know that it would be a hardship for me to be away from my cats, because it would. I'm hoping that if I get ordered to that at all, it will be outpatient. And I'm trying to not project too much, but as you know, my court date's on the 6th of January. I'm still trying to get used to the Intoxilock. The random beeping for a test seems to always happen at the worst times. It's always when I'm at a red light, stopped getting gas, or like at the bank drive-thru. And it's pretty involved to do it, actually, until I get used to it, to make the thing say pass and okay. So I'm getting gas today, and it goes off, and it's like, I know people can tell what I'm doing, because it's not quick. It's like an 8-second situation. And I really need to stop smoking so I can get that really good, deep, strong breath. Blow out, blow in, blow out until it beeps and it makes a certain sound. But I'm getting used to that. I'm not self-pitying about it. I'm complaining, okay? I'm just acknowledging that it's a pain. But I know I did it to myself, and it's going to look good in court that I did it voluntarily, although I know I'm going to be ordered to have one anyway. But it's just a matter of, will it be 3 months, 6 months? I have some friends in the program that had it installed for a year, but that was like their 3rd offense or whatever. I'm certainly never going to do this again. I've learned my lesson. It's going to be very expensive. This is the same shirt as the black one. My crazy sleeves, and I love this. I love a hoodie that's like embellished. So I'm trying to find the note about my pets, because it can't hurt to try to use all of it as like part of the plea deal. And my lawyer hopefully knows what he's doing, and he's going to go to bat for me and explain that if I get a suspended license, it really should at least be conditional so that I can get to my therapy, my meetings, doctor appointments, and work. And, of course, to the different programs I'm sure I'll be ordered into. They usually make you go to a drunk driving course, a victim's impact panel, so that you can understand what happens to people when you get behind the wheel. And, I only went a half mile up the end of my block, but I know that's not a justification. There still could have been a person out walking that night, or a dog in the road, or whatever. And there were 2, like, very minor traffic violations, which was the reason they needed, ostensibly to pull me over. I wasn't driving erratically, but they said I failed to dim my lights, which I know isn't true because I just got that car. And this is going to sound stupid, but it's true. I actually didn't know how the high beams worked. I didn't even know how to put them on, because my dashboard is completely different from the Jeep I was driving for years. And then something about crossing the double yellow, and my street doesn't even have a yellow line. It's just a black street. Whatever. My lawyer says those are going to be thrown out. The judge is going to focus on the DWI, aggravated DWI, which is a more serious charge because I blew a high number. I also want to point out to my lawyer that I had gastric bypass surgery, which means my body metabolizes alcohol very differently. And he's going to say she didn't know she was drinking excessively. I'm going to be standing there just nodding and being respectful and trying to look like a respectable person, but I'm not really there to talk except to state my name, because that's what I have a lawyer for. He even said, like, please let me do my job and do all the talking. You're going to sit there and be nervous, but don't say anything. It's going to look like you're being obstreperous, difficult or defiant. And believe me, I'm feeling pretty beaten down. I don't feel defiant. I'm just hoping for a little bit of mercy just so I can get on with my life. And I got to pay my lawyer. I got to pay these exorbitant fines, and I'm taking out a loan. But that's on hold for a month too, because it's a debt consolidation loan, and I have to wait until all my statements come in, which takes a full billing cycle. And if more than 30 days goes by, I have to reapply for the loan. So, but it's going to be a lot better paying one loan payment to a bank than the amounts of minimum payments that I pay every month, which you don't even want to know. I'm not even going to say it, because it's a lot more than I thought I was paying. I think I was just in denial all this time about it. But I can't wait to get rid of the credit cards. I've already cut up a bunch of them. I don't want to live that way anymore. I don't want to be a spendthrift. I don't want to think that just because I have a card, which suddenly has more credit on it, that, like, it's not real money. You get into that thought of, like, well, I have a credit card to this store. And it's like, you stupid idiot, you're going to get a bill for it. and you're paying the interest. You're not even paying the principal. And I feel like I've had these bills for like years and years and years and years, and they never seem to go down. You know, and sometimes I'll throw $5 or $10 extra at them, but that doesn't do anything. So this way I'll get them paid off, and I'll just use like one major credit card and pay it off every month, you know, and only use it for emergencies, or like if I need to, you know, book something, book a hotel, or for like a dire emergency or something. It's always good to have that little cushion of a credit card that actually has room on it. I mean, that really, honestly, was the old me. I mean, I know I do my occasional alcohols and Torrid and stuff, but those are going to slow way down in the new year because I have no place to put any more makeup or clothes. And I know that it's a product of compulsion, insecurity, a feeling of, well, if I have the right outfit or makeup, my day is going to go better, or my life's going to go better, or it's ridiculous. Like, it's really dumb. And even when I was in the program in the past, like, I made sure I always looked nice and everything was perfect. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with trying to look nice, but nobody's there for that. Nobody's there to admire people or pick up people. Some men do. One guy, after one freaking week, already tried to 13-step me. He really came on to me. So I'm like, well, I talked to my sponsor about it, and she goes, those assholes are going to be in every group. They're in every phase of society. There's assholes whether you're in recovery or not. So I have to just focus on the people that do, that are good for me. Excuse me, let me get this stupid thing back up in my nose. I know that's horribly ugly. I'm not picking my nose. I'm just realigning my corkscrew. So I need to wash my face, wash my hair, take a shower, wear something very warm because it's so cold out here in New York, and go to work at 2. It's a fairly independent house. It's not one I've been to too many times. But it's all gentlemen and, you know, no wheelchairs or anything like that. No Hoyer lifts. I don't think I'm assisting with showers. I think I'm doing light cooking and some cleanup and just supervising. So 9 hours of that I can handle at double pay because I really, really need money right now. And it's all going to work out. It's, you know, I'm back in therapy. I'm back in AA. I've got the Intoxilock. My lawyer's in AA, and my sponsor's going to be with me, and my best friend Steve's going to be there, and I'm just going to do a lot of yes, Your Honor, no, Your Honor, and just try to be as compliant as I can possibly be. I can't wait for this all to be behind me and just be able to get in my car again and drive it. It is so disconcerting to drive along and have the thing randomly go off. Because I'll forget it's there. I'll forget it's sitting there on the seat. And I'll just be bopping around, smoking a cigarette, listening to some music. And then I hear like, beep. And I look down and test now, you know. And they say in the tutorial about these things that, you know, you don't ever have to take your eyes off the road, but you do. Because you have to look down at the console for when it tells you to blow and whether or not you've passed or failed. They should make them talk, but they don't talk. It's just like an LED rolling screen. And, then you only have like 4 seconds to actually start your car. And it won't shut off your engine or anything, but if you fail 4 times and you're court mandated, it looks like you failed a test or you refused a test. And I'm thinking to myself, but isn't there something that says whether you blew alcohol or not, instead of just like user error? And today I was getting gas when it went off, and the people behind me were waiting for me to pull away, and I had to blow into this thing a couple of times, and they're beeping at me, and I'm just like, there's no end to this humiliation. It's a very good punishment, you know, a good punishment, penalty, consequence, whatever you want to call it, makes you not want to do something again, which is why I'm always surprised when I hear about people that have had like 6 or 7 DUIs and gone to jail and come out and done it again. And, you know, I mean, if you want to still drink, that's fine, but there's ways to get alcohol and not drive. You know, stockpile it at home, or go to the store and get it and come home, or plan to not need to be anywhere for a couple days. You know, it doesn't stop you from drinking. It stops you from drinking and driving, obviously. But I don't want to drink anymore. I asked God to lift the compulsion, and it's been lifted, and I feel fantastic. Well, this is almost 15 minutes already. The meetings are not a hardship for me. I actually really, really enjoy them. It's a learning experience. It's a social experience. There's warmth and laughter and acceptance. And a lot of empathy in those rooms of AA. And I can't believe I'm talking so much like an AA person because I've avoided it for so many years because it felt culty to me. But you know what? Even if it fits some qualifications of being cultish, I don't care, because as long as it helps keeps me sober. Wow, I can talk. As long as it helps keep me sober, it's a good thing. And having said that, when I get off here, I have to give my sponsor a call. And then take a nice hot shower, fix myself up, put some clean clothes on. I didn't sleep in this. I just wore it again the next day. My ex keeps his house really cold. It's so uncomfortable all the time. I just had a can of tuna fish for my lunch. I'm trying to be back on keto, although last night he had all kinds of hors d'oeuvres and pastries put out for the kids and stuff. Anyway, that's it for now. Happy New Year, you guys. I hope everyone had a safe, healthy New Year's Eve, and nobody feels too sick today. Everyone's got so much going on in their lives, and I'm optimistic about the new year. You know, I'm doing this poetry reading. I'm going to set up my computer and my printer with the help of my friend this weekend because I'm not tech savvy at all. I don't even, it's so stupid, but I wouldn't know how to even use my new laptop without a tutorial. So I'm going to get going on getting my poetry published and work on my memoir, because so many people over the years have said, Lisa, that's a book. That's a freaking book. That's a book people will read. And I've even already run it by. I've run my ideas and essays about it by several editor friends of mine, and they're like, we couldn't even put this down. You got to flesh this out sequentially in your life and make a book, you know. And I know I can do it. That's the funny thing. I procrastinate because it's work. It's discipline. I have to approach writing every day like it's a job, and not just a hobby. You know, writing the poetry comes very easily to me, and it's a hobby. Writing a book takes a while, you know, and then you have to pitch it to people. Or I could self-publish, but that costs a lot of money too. So I got a really small check. My paycheck was small, and then next week's going to be small too, because I was out all last week. But I worked a lot this week, and I think I'm always a week behind. I don't know. The pay periods are kind of confusing to me. But I got paid early because of the holiday, and I thought it was going to be a certain amount. And then I looked at my stub, and I was like, what? But then I went back in my calendar, and I was like, oh, that's right. The pay period was November 25th to December 8th, which actually seems weird that I'm getting paid in January, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm just happy I still have a job, and that today shouldn't be too hard. And let's hope I've got, like, what I call a good coworker, someone I can at least gel with and have sort of a cohesive teamwork attitude with. It makes the job so much easier when staff works as a team instead of being in a power struggle, which is so unnecessary. We're all in the same boat. We all make the same money, you know. Unless the residential manager's there, there's nobody in charge. But that's enough out of me. Wow, 18 minutes. Some of you will probably be rolling your eyes with boredom at that, and I know I'll get my wonderful thumbs downers, and I wish you guys a happy new year too. Whatever makes you content and happy and makes you not hate on people that you both don't know. I mean, I know I put my life out there, but I'm not saying anything that deserves a thumbs down. If you want to hate me for driving drunk, have at it. But you know what? I'm living in the solution now, not the problem. I don't expect credit, but I also know that there's a lot of people out there that do not understand the disease of alcoholism. And it is a disease. It's recognized by the, you know, the medical association. And, you know, that's why insurance pays for rehab. I went to 3 very, very, very fancy rehabs that were only one step below the Betty Ford Center. And if I was doing self-pay, it would have been about $60 grand a month. And it was paid for in full by my insurance. So it's a medical issue. And it's a brain issue. It's behavioral. But I'm doing what I need to do right now. And yes, I am proud of myself for that. One of these days, I'll wind up being very grateful for that arrest because it stopped me. You know, and this Intoxilock makes me very accountable. And it makes me realize what you take for granted when you just get in your car and start it and drive away and blast your music. I can't blast my music anymore, you know, but that's not the biggest hardship. The biggest hardship is I can't warm up my car on very, very, very cold mornings. And I can't start the car to warm it up until I get the device warmed up. So I ordered like this sleeve that you can put in the microwave, and it's like warm heat to you know, facilitate it, you know, heating up a little bit so I can blow into it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to always allow an extra 15 minutes in the morning just to get the damn thing. You know, the mechanic said, stick it under your arm or like stick it under your leg. Just, you got to warm it up. I wish it just came with a heated sleeve or some kind of an inner coil that would like keep it warm. You know, it's always on. It drains the battery like crazy. So I went to Advanced Auto and I bought a charger, a portable charger to keep in my car. And I've always been afraid to use calipers before, but it's pretty damn easy because they just line up according to color. So that's good to know, because if I fail too many times, the car actually shuts off. I mean, the car won't start again for like an hour. That's it out of me. All right, so Happy New Year again. Be safe and well and warm, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.